What's up, Roamies? It's Friday.
Yes! And if you follow us on Instagram, you know about Fromage Fridays. So we get good cheese, good beer, good wine, just good everything. And we put it on our plates, we enjoy, we call friends, family. We try to do anything we can to enjoy our time together with good food. So without further ado, let's go.
So putting these together on Friday, well, I've soaked up a lot of knowledge from you as you've worked in wine and cheese throughout the years, but I'm still learning right along with you guys. So why don't you tell us what we've got in store for this week's Fromage Friday?
Alright, so this week what we are going to do is we're going to pair up 2 cheeses, a little bit of salami, some beer, we'll leave wine for next week, and some olives. So what we did is we went to the store, picked up Cabot, which is got a bunch of cheeses, but this is a sharp cheddar from Cabot. This is a double cream brie, so it's not quite as decadent and rich as a triple cream, but it's nice and spongy, and it's just a wonderful delight all on its own. We're going to throw in some olives, got some chili pepper flakes in there, and we got some garlic in there as well. So you'll see what that looks like. We're gonna do some peppered salami, finish it off with some beer, and it's gonna be awesome. Alright, so first things first, get your beer, put it back in your fridge. You can do the same with your olives, you can do the same with your salami. So let's get that out of the way first, and then we're gonna start by cutting our cheddar. We're gonna cut the cheddar first. The reason for that is the brie is gonna temp up just slightly to really soften up and be just that texture that we love. So put that brie to the side, let that temp up slightly while you're chopping up that cheddar. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our cheddar. Once you take it out of the wrapper, go ahead and get a knife. So just about any kitchen knife should do. And all you're going to do is cut it into cubes. Keep it really simple. Cut it into cubes. You can cut across long ways and then cut them down from there. Should look like this by the time you're done.
Alright, so how does that look, babe?
Looks perfect. So what you're going to do is take that cubed up cheddar, put that on the corner of your platter. That's your first spot.
So when you were talking about that brie, you said something about letting it temp up, but now what do we do with it?
Yeah, so grab your brie. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky, right? Because you're gonna unwrap your brie and you're gonna say, well, what do I do next? Do I eat this part? Is this rind that I throw away? I go to parties sometimes and I don't know what to eat. I don't know if I should be digging into it, cutting it off. What am I supposed to do with this thing? So this is a double cream brie. It's not quite as rich and decadent and creamy as the triple creams like I alluded to earlier. That just means it's gonna stay put together a little bit better, right? Typically what I'll do is, so the answer is you don't wanna really eat this rind. This is not something that is gonna taste all that great to you, but what's inside is gonna be fabulous. Sometimes you'll see people slice the top of it right off, almost like if they were slicing the top of a pie off, and they'll do that so that you have access to all the creamy goodness that's inside, and you can almost just kind of scoop right out of it. What we'll do instead is we'll probably cut kind of long ways on here, and we'll dice off the ends and this top part, and that way you're left with some really nice strips of brie that you can just layer over top of some crackers. So let's get to it. So while I'm at it, usually I'll have as many knives as I do cheeses, sometimes even more depending on what else, if I have like a certain pie for dessert that I'm throwing in there as well. But typically you're going to want to have separate knives for your cheeses in case one is really creamy and the other one isn't so much. That way you're not just spreading things, especially if it's a blue cheese. You don't want to get that spread all over another cheese. So just keep that in mind. In this case, we're using a fresh knife to cut this brie, and this is what it looks like.
So this was my first time cutting a piece of brie cheese. Looks like I may have made a little bit of a mess. Babe, how'd I do?
Great. So with brie, don't worry about the mess, right? It's creamy, it's decadent, it's rich. It's gonna look like an absolute mess. What you can do is once you've gotten rid of that rind, or almost all of that rind. If you eat a little bit of that rind, it's not going to kill you. It's not a big deal. So once you've done that, you might have something that looks rather messy like that. do yourself a favor, grab yourself some crackers. Once you got your crackers, you can kind of start setting everything up. You can start setting the brie on top of the crackers. It's going to clean things up for you, and your guests aren't going to think that you're just a crazy cheese mess. Alright guys, so now that you've gotten your brie cleaned up, it should be on your crackers. Take a moment, wipe down your platter if you need to. That way it's just a little bit more presentable for you, and then we'll go on to the next step.
So now you've got your olives. Most of the time you pick these up at the store, they'll either come in a cardboard container like this or a clear plastic one. If you're having friends, family, or guests over, don't leave them in the container they came in. Put them in something a little nicer. A little just plain white bowl always does the trick, looks clean and classic. Go ahead and pour them into your bowl.
Alright guys, so now with everything almost ready to go, you got a few final steps. We're going to go in with the salami. This is a peppered salami that we picked up. You should be able to find it just at your everyday regular supermarket.
We picked out ours at Sprouts, if you're curious.
So now your cheese is ready, your crackers are ready, your salami is ready, you got the olives on there. The party is almost ready to go. You need two final ingredients, right? One, a great drink, be it beer, wine, whatever it might be, but a great drink, and then that final hero element, right, that just takes it to level 11, and that's what this is, honey. Let's serve the beer. This is New Belgium Fat Tire. It's a nice amber. It's not too hoppy, not too bitter, it's not too malty. It's just that fine line right in the middle where you get the perfect drink to complement all of these elements. And the honey, it's just awesome, right? So this is Savannah Bee Company honey. It's just a delight. You put this over top of your brie and you've never had anything better.
Alright, so now I got my honey.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about why we chose this beer to pair with these cheeses?
Yeah, so the sharpness found in the cheddar pairs really, really well with the nice like malty, subtle undertones that you find in this beer. And then the sweetness provided by the honey kind of cuts through a little bit of that big flavor that's found in a brie naturally. And also pairs really, really well. It's complementary to the nice subtle notes found in the beer as well.
Alright, so the next time I'm at the store, if I have a sharp cheese and something bold like the brie, I can go with a nutty malty beer. Is that correct? I can do that next time?
Yeah, it works really, really well. Just because it's so nice and just pleasant of a beer, it can work well with the sharper notes, the bigger notes, as well as some of the sweeter side provided by the honey and other kinds of soft, fine cheeses.
Alright, so do we get to eat this yet? I am just dying to take a bite.
Almost. So let's pour our beer. And so let's get a little beer here, a little beer here.
Oh, I can't wait.
And before you know it, the party started. Cheers.
Cheers, Roamies.
Alright, Roamies, so let us know if you like this video. Comment down below. Let us know what you want to see next. Let us know if you have any questions about a beer, a wine, a cheese. And just remember, friends, keep roaming. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.